While there are a ton of games now in the runner genre, there are a handful that are worth your time, testing your reflexes to the max. And there's a new one called Jack and Jill DX that caught my attention. But is this one worth running up the hill to get, or should no one be tumbling after this one? Jack and Jill DX is a runner game that has a bit of a Nintendo Game Boy aesthetic to it. In the game, you play as Jack or Jill, and you can switch between them at any point of the level select screen, with the only change being between the characters, who you're controlling, and who you're trying to save at the end of the level. Basically, how each stage works is when you begin it, you press X to get your character to start running. Then, through increasingly more difficult levels, you'll have to time some really nice jumps in order to get Jack to meet up with Jill, or Jill to meet up with Jack, depending upon your preference. I have to admit I wasn't blown away by the game at first. There really isn't a whole lot difference between this and a lot of the other runner games you may have played on mobile or other systems. I generally enjoy the music and the look to the game, but it's really the later worlds that really end up ramping up the difficulty and really tested my platforming ability. As you progress through the worlds, new challenges and new styles of jumps that you'll have to make get introduced, like grabbing items that make you run for a period of time, which can really end up making things hazardous, as well as items that will allow you to run through enemies. A lot of times you'll also have to time your jumps properly so that you bounce off the heads of multiple enemies in order to barely get over large gaps. It's a game that will test your platforming for sure. If you're into these style of games, there's enough content with the amount of levels that will easily give you a few hours of difficult platforming enjoyment. As a nice little bonus, there are mini-games that you unlock completing each of the game's worlds. In these mini-games, you can earn tickets and then spend them at a shop to buy a variety of items, like being able to dress up either Jack or Jill. I'm happy to report from the technical side of things I didn't run into any crashing or other major glitches. Jack and Jill DX is available now as a cross-buy on PlayStation 4 and Vita for $4.99, featuring a platinum trophy that doesn't even require beating the second world of the game in order to get it. The game is also available on PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Overall, Jack and Jill DX has more content than I expected in a game that only costs $4.99. With the 7 worlds, plenty of levels, and mini-games, you're going to be able to get your enjoyment out of it, especially if you like runner games like this. However, if you're not a fan of runners, Jack and Jill DX may not necessarily change your mind, but at the low price, it's hard to complain much about it. With everything said though, I'm going to be giving Jack and Jill DX on the PS4 a 7 out of 10. That's going to wrap up this review though. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.